What is up? What is up? I'm Matano Circus, and on this episode, we're going to go ahead and do something awesome. That's right, we're going to go on the first episode of Ladder Path. 10 games, me against the ladder, against all opponents trying the same build. We're going to try and improve as best as possible, make changes where necessary, and win, lose, or draw. You're going to see what's going on, and then you're going to follow me as we try and play even better than we did last time. So this game is going to be against FullCollapse, and FullCollapse is someone that I have a bit of respect for. I won no games against him, despite one that was actually really close. Like, I really should have won. There are a couple things that I wanted to work on, though, while we're playing this game, and we're going to emphasize them. So the first thing is that I send this worker out at 22 seconds, because I feel that that's a good time to send the worker out, and it will be able to see if my opponent went for a wolf's den, which is the biggest thing, okay? It has a good timing for me to find out if he went castle first or not. If he went for wolf's den, I'll be able to identify the wolf's den and retreat the worker back across to my side of the map before the worker gets killed by the wolf. It may not work on a map quite as large as Cloud Kingdom, but it hasn't really failed me thus far, and the scouting information, I think, has been far more valuable than the worker that I have ended up losing some mining time for. I do believe that it's very important to have all that scouting information, and he has a nice worker skin. There are several things that I want to work on, but for now we're going to go into like how I would like to play. So I would like to go for a 1 barracks expand, and after that to go ahead and get a third base that is protected. After that protected third base, I would like to go ahead and then immediately drop a forge and go for 2 barracks. Now, this is my standard, standard, but this last patch is the thing I was doing and had quite a bit of success doing, which is I send a unit over there immediately, and if he is castle firsting, then I go and immediately send all of my units over there, rally them from the barracks to get over there, and hopefully try and put some pressure on him that way. It doesn't work, not 100% of the time, but this is why we're here on this episode of Ladder Path, to figure out what I can do differently that I didn't do last time, okay? So we're going to try and put on some pressure. FullCollapse the last couple of games has been trying to get away with doing a castle into either barracks or 2 wolves' dens, which is not a bad way to play, very solid. But he has been doing that at the expense of not having any kind of tower. So what I'm hoping is that he is going for wolves, and in doing so, he's going to leave himself open to an attack in this way. We could go ahead and hit that and do a little bit more damage, but I think it's more in our interest to go ahead and ignore it for now. Is he actually faster than us? That would be a bit depressing if the worker were faster. So at about 250 gold, I'm going to go ahead and send the worker over here, and we're going to go ahead and keep pushing in for an attack. Okay, so it looks like, he's going for 2 barracks. Okay, so this is actually really good. Now we're going to go back to our base. Remember this worker? We're going to expand. This is a pretty good time to expand. So I feel, since he is going for that 2 play, that this is going to be a very solid opening. Let's go ahead and do something about it. So this archer is actually going to, on the wrong side of that, really mess with his ability to mine. I should have made that a little bit earlier than I did, and it seems like it's really important to him to go ahead and build this second barracks. So since it's important to him, it's important to me to stop him from getting it. So I like going for speed in this matchup, just because it's very useful. It has a lot of utility, and I think we're going to be able to take this out, actually. Yeah, he's going to cancel it at the last minute, because he is a skilled player, and that's what he's going to do. But since he went for 2 barracks, he can't possibly be quite ready with our unit count advantage. So I think what I'm going to do is take the units over here, and yeah, we're going to do that. Now, early on, soldiers are actually pretty good against the units that he has. But unfortunately, this is not early on. So we're going to prepare 2 workers, and we're going to get it ready over here. I've taken to checking to make sure that he does not go ahead and grab a third base around 515 with my worker, with a soldier, just because they're a bit tanky and they can handle that a little bit better than most. So we're going to make an archer out of here. And we're going to emphasize speed. And I think speed is a proper thing to emphasize in this matchup, given that if we have speed, our soldiers can chase his archers and negate any kind of plus damage that they have if he has more attack upgrades than us. And additionally, if he has soldiers and we have archers, we can of course run away from what he is doing. He is going to have a small advantage on us, given that he did go actually instead. And there we go. So now we're going to try and pressure and do a little bit of damage here. I think he went a little overeager trying to grab this third when he did. These units are going to die, but the way that these units pathed around makes me think, in fact, that there is something here. And there is to be nothing. Okay, so since he did that, we have a pretty good read on what he's doing. And we're going to go ahead and just keep building more units and try and attack. I think this is a really greedy move by him, and that we can actually very nicely punish it. If we send this guy over here to go attack the worker, we can get a lot of damage done over there. Yeah, this seems good. We just keep doing damage, and we're actually going to be fine. We kill the worker, that's good news, and then we're going to do this. I would expand. I definitely could expand, but it's not in my game plan at the moment to expand. And that is simply because why expand when we have this nice attack going on? So we should be good. Actually, we're going to get a lot of delayed time over here on this base. And I think we're about ready to go ahead and grab our third base ourselves. I think we did a lot of damage, and we did kill a good-sized unit, good-sized amount of units, rather. The important thing is that we don't split these units up. And we're going to, of course, pull a unit over here and rally these units over here. Now, once these pop out, and they did, okay, we're going to want to go ahead and make another house, just because that's beneficial to us. It would not surprise me. We're going to go over and make our third. As soon as we make our third, okay, he is going to try and bother us with that. That is okay. Because this means that we have an archer lead on him, and we're going to go ahead and build that there. This unit's going to go over here, and somehow, despite making fewer units initially, we're going to do a lot of damage. I think it's worth pushing in for an attack now, because it's worth pushing for an attack now. Okay. Yeah, as long as we keep pressuring him, I have a feeling we're doing good. That, however, was not good, and we don't want to lose all these units. So let's pull back there. Went a little overeager. Could have done a lot more if that had not been handled so badly. We're going to drop our forge, because speed is, again, to me, very important. We delayed his third by quite a bit, and we knocked out his standing forces. This, to me, means that we're going to be able to do a lot more damage to him once the actual fighting begins than we would have been able to normally. We're going to make a soldier, because we don't have a soldier to tank, and we're going to back this guy out. So I actually think, like, game plan-wise, we're not doing too bad. So we're going to drop 2 more racks, or barracks, once this is done, and we might actually even be okay with stopping our worker production pretty soon here. I want to get to like 30, and then we'll be good. Let's push over here, actually, and make sure there's no shenanigans going on. But okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then we're going to pull some workers back over this way, since this will now be complete. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then here, okay, now he is gosh. Okay, so what we should do then is move our army this way and position in anticipation of his attack, and we should prepare for speed. I usually hotkey that to 5. I just like the number 5. Okay, so we have to make sure we don't take worker losses. That's what's important right now. That's what's the big deal. Oh my gosh, he has so much stuff though. Okay. Yeah, he does have a lot of units compared to us, and that's actually okay. We might actually that might be it. We might have to pull more workers over there to help mine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it does seem pretty bad at the moment, honestly. Yeah, because these workers are going to get that done, but at what cost, right? At what cost? And if we lose the game later, like 10 minutes from now, or whenever we actually do lose the game, this is the point at which we could say, all right, this is where we lost the game. Let's pre-split a little bit and try and get a good concave around here. I don't think there's actually enough for us to win the game based off of this. He does have a nicer army than us because his initial opening was a bit more economically faced. And I'm noticing a couple things that we could do differently already. He's not pushing in because he wants to get the guaranteed win rather than the supposed possible loss. And I think we have to go ahead and make a tower, although I get the bad feeling that it's too late for that. We might want to make one here as well. Yeah. Normally we wouldn't, just thinking about it. But I have a bad feeling, and it rhymes with he's winning right now. So let's do that. Oh my gosh, how did we know? More of his stuff. Okay. While he's wasting time on that, we're okay. He's delayed a lot of time over here on this third. This might actually, how big is this army? This is not an upgraded army, so we just need to save le base, and we'll be good. Okay. Okay. I think this is actually okay. Yeah, is this bad? Okay, it's not great, certainly. Oh, no, trap. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we would be okay except for the fact that our army is puny. Yeah, we have more speed, but not so much more speed that that's it and that's game. I have a feeling he wins this just because he keeps doing this until we up and die, right? Up and die. So we can run away, and that's good. What we can't run away from is the fact that he's got those soldiers there, and that's going to do a lot of damage. That might actually do too much damage, considering. Yeah, I think so. I think this is actually game right here. It'd be hard-pressed to imagine why it wouldn't be. What's interesting is that he did go for the attack, and I think really this is just the fault of his opening, that we did no damage early. Now, that being said, we lose the game GG. Now for the important side. We save le replay. And of course I have a separated folder that I like to put all this stuff in. So, LittleWarGame replay. We're going to rename this replay. We're going to call it Ladder Path 1, and we're going to make a new folder inside of my replay folder, and we're going to call it Ladder Path. Okay, so we're going to put the replay in here. Excellent, done and done. And now we're going to watch the replay. This is the informative aspect of the game, okay? Ready? And let's go. Load replay. LittleWarGame. LittleWarGame replay. When you look at your replays, you want to emphasize the earliest possible reason that you lost, okay? So we're going to go ahead with that, and just, I have a feeling that we couldn't have gotten away with getting a third as quickly as we did, given how behind we were economically earlier. So we're going to keep the income tab open. And we're going to speed through a little bit. I have a feeling that he had a major gold advantage, and that even the small bit we did delay his expansion actually wasn't enough. So we're going to look at a couple of things. I want to look at the number of workers that he has, and I want to take a look at what we could have done to attack or do damage. So noticing over here for his units, he has 9 workers to our 9, and we have a soldier coming out. There's the soldier running all the way over. Oh my gosh, the map is so big. So big. His barracks is actually going to finish once this soldier pops up over here. We do a good thing in taking care of this, but he is 4 workers ahead of us, and the council isn't done yet. That's a lot of damage. He buys a lot of time too, with me trying to kill this rather than go kill anything else. Good amount of defense over there. Realistically, this attack wasn't gonna do damage. Once he had done the intelligent block here, I don't think this move out was gonna do a lot against this. Particularly because we sent the first 4 units and we have 2 soldiers to his 1 and a bunch of workers, I'm hard-pressed to imagine how 2 soldiers and an archer would have been a soldier and archer and all these workers. And the trade-off is, while we have a big army now, it takes a long time to bring that whole army all the way over here. So could we have attacked here? These are equivalent forces, and he is integrating more units faster than we are. So what is the minor? Okay, because if we look, I want you to stop right now. I want you to put yourself in my thoughts, okay? As best as possible. Let's pause. What happens at this point in the game doesn't matter, because I'll paint you a picture. Picture painted perfectly. He has already mined 350 more gold, which means he effectively has 4 more soldiers than I do. So while it looks like I have a small army advantage in an additional archer and 2 additional soldiers, that's deceiving, especially considering that 6 workers, he could lose 6 workers with his 2 soldiers and 1 archer, and they would repel that small force easily, and he wouldn't take enough damage for it to be a problem. He certainly wouldn't end up taking the 350 gold that he would have to in order for it to be not in his favor to trade. I have a feeling this difference is going to get exacerbated as we go over here. Yeah, look, 17 to 13, 18, 19 to 13, 19 to 14. Okay, he is up still that 500 gold. So what this means effectively is that this is free. If he were to lose this expansion, he would be even still. Even. So the rest of this game, I want you to note, he has a few more units than I do. 41 to 49, 41 to 50, 43, but notice what has not changed. This whole time, his 3rd was up earlier, so we no longer have the army advantage. And this game was lost before this giant shove over here ever happened. I have my upgrades faster, that's a positive. But there's no way that this, on a map of this size, that 1 Rax push out was going to do enough damage to overcome the deficit. So we have a choice of being more aggressive or of simmering down. If we simmer down, then we go and try and play with the castle first. If we try and be more aggressive, we delay the castle for even longer to emphasize the number of military units and try and make something happen. So I don't know which is actually better because it's kind of unexplored territory. So here's the adjustment I'm going to make this game. Okay, is this a good change? Is this a bad change? I don't know. What I do know is that I was hitting a pretty hard supply block for workers and falling behind drastically because of it, because I wanted that 4th unit to go out and attack. Because I wanted that 4th unit to go out and attack, we had a problem. Our attack still wasn't strong enough with the 4th unit, so we either need to cut units, change the opening to something like Castle First instead, or do this. Remember, I only built the house, the barracks, 4 units, and after the 3rd unit was roughly when this castle went down. So I think the positive change is going to be trying to be a little bit more aggressive, make sure the 2nd house is down. That way we can continue making workers, continue producing army units that will go attack, and then try and get damage done even on a larger map. This right here is something you'll see a lot. It's exceptionally deceiving. This is not the point at which I lost. This is 10 minutes into the game. I lost at roughly 5 minutes into the game, if not slightly earlier. So we're going to go back to that earlier time frame and try and fix it there. All right, that's it for this episode. Let's try and get it on another one soon.